Alright, with the cringy intro out the way, welcome to Final Blow. This series is something I started last week, but I didn't have a name for it yet. But what I'm going to call it is Final Blow. Basically the rules are, I will judge two fights, either from the same series or from two different series, and I will judge the final attack that the protagonist does against the antagonist, and I will also judge the fight. I will then judge each fight to see which one had the better fight and which one had the better ender, and then determine from there just who gets which one. And I'm taking up a lot of the time of the intro, but another thing I wanted to address before I jump into the rules and all that is that the way I thought about doing this was because I wanted to change up the reacting quote-unquote game rather than just reacting to animes and stuff, which, mind you, I got a strike or two already because whatever, but so I'm gonna be extra careful from now on. So if anything, I'm gonna be removing audio and just be rather safe with it. So with this, the way I thought about it was, instead of just reacting to things and hype moments, why not add some spice to it and also react to it first and then discuss it after and then judging it off of that, but while also incorporating reaction, as in whoever's watching, we all watch it together and then we kind of get it fresh in our mind and then we discuss after. Last week I covered Lucci versus Katakuri and see which one had the better ender and which one had the better fight overall. And if you want to catch that, watch that. I'll have a link at the end with the annotations or whatever. And basically that video sums up this one, what I just said. So without further ado, this episode we're going to be talking about the Vegeta versus the Z fighters, and then we're going to also compare it to One Piece Oars versus the Straw Hat Crew. Now the reason I'm comparing them is because they both have a definitive move ender. Like for example, Luffy has the giant Gear 3rd Bazooka, and then Vegeta gets hit by the Spirit Bomb at the end. However, the reason I chose both of them is because to me they're very similar in fight stature, because both of them rely on their allies to help them get to that point to be able to hit them with the final attack. So without their allies, they wouldn't have been able to reach that point. Alright, without further ado, we're going to be watching the first one, which is going to be the Gear 3rd Bazooka against Oars. I'll have both videos linked in the description, and we're just going to tap into it. Bazooka. Real dope, so get the chills from that. Right now we're gonna go jump into the Spirit Bomb by Gohan and Z Fighters. Okay. Jesus, I forgot how violent the small Spirit Bomb was. Alright, so now we're going to talk about it. First off, we're going to talk about One Piece. Okay, so now the Oars fight was a long, drawn-out fight with the whole Straw Hat Crew, and basically everyone kept damaging it. It was a giant zombie. It was something that they've never encountered before, and the fact that Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Robin, Chopper, Usopp, and even Brook, who just joined the crew, not officially yet, but he was already part of the squad at the moment. So they were all fighting this giant monster who was doing a lot of damage, and it was very, and remind you, these are like mortals and stuff like that. So it was very cool seeing the Straw Hat Crew in battle with something that they needed, that their utmost teamwork, especially because in recent memory they haven't really been all that together. Like the whole Straw Hat Crew in the past couple in the manga they've been kind of spread out a lot. So seeing them fight Oars all together was a really nice change of pace rather than just Luffy by himself beating it. So Luffy has also been fighting it too. He also went from Nightmare Luffy by absorbing some shadows, by 50 shadows I believe, and then he damaged it there. Then he also, after he got out of that, he got tired, and then he got put into pretty much a state where he had to, like, they all had to set up a plan and trap to do to Oars. So all that considered, it leads to Luffy's final blow, the giant bazooka. Now, Oars is a zombie, you can't kill it again, however you can incapacitate it, so that's what they wanted to do. And I love the brilliant strategy behind it. While Chopper's a doctor, so he mentioned if you straighten the spine to utmost, like, all the way up, it basically, if you crack down on it, there's no S curve to curve the pressure, so it just snaps. So with that in mind, they had the whole idea with the whole Straw Hat crew was damage it a lot so he won't be able to use his arm. And not to mention, Oars also has Luffy's shadow, so he uses Luffy's techniques and all that. So, and power. So then they all got together, they damaged it a lot, and then they also straightened its back for Luffy to come in with a giant Gear 3rd bazooka, which was a hype move, especially because like the brutality of it too, like right on the mouth, pushing it down and cracking the spine. And that was a really nice touch of it. And I think that was a great ender and also a great fight. Now we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Z. For Dragon Ball Z, I think the whole fight, obviously, it's an iconic fight. You had I think it's such an iconic fight. You had, initially it was just Goku and Vegeta, and then they were fighting until the Kamehameha Gallic Gun clash, and then once after that happened, they pretty much both ended up getting into a thing where now Vegeta turned Great Ape, and now Goku was in a tight spot, especially after using Kaioken times 4. So now Goku's exhausted and he was running away from Vegeta a lot and trying to use the Spirit Bomb. However, this is where the similarities of the fights come in. Now, Vegeta was a Great Ape. Goku was also struggling to be able to use the Spirit Bomb, even though he had the energy, because Vegeta was just aware of him all the time. So now you have that scenario. So now you have Gohan, Krillin, and even Yajirobe helping, because Yajirobe was the one to slice off Vegeta's tail, turning him back to normal. However, that still didn't stop him, because Vegeta, even though he transformed back, Goku already got his legs wounded and his bones crushed by Vegeta and Great Ape. So now Goku has all the energy of a Spirit Bomb, but now it's Gohan and Krillin and Yajirobe versus Vegeta pretty much. Yajirobe barely, because he's a coward, but he did slice off Vegeta's tail. That's important. So then after that, Goku basically launches a Spirit Bomb, but it misses, and while Gohan and Krillin were taking care of Vegeta, it was noted that if you're pure of heart by King Kai, you can push the Spirit Bomb won't harm you because you're pure light. So it bounced to Gohan because Vegeta dodged it initially, and then he pushed it onto Vegeta, and then Vegeta got hit with it. And like we all just saw, we just remembered how violent the small Spirit Bombs are, because I mean the big ones are impressive and a lot more powerful, but it just kind of hits and it kind of just eradicates. This one, it seemed more, especially with the animation style and the way it was drawn, it's brutal. It electrifies out, it crackles out. It's like it like holds you in a spot, and it's just like tearing you apart, and then it shoots upwards in a jagged line, and it just sends you sky high. And it looked very violent. And also at the end too, you have the metaphorical like ending with, Vegeta like escaping, and then or about to escape, and Krillin was about to kill him. However, Goku was like, let him go, yada yada yada. So we know the rest of Dragon Ball Z history. So now that we got that out of the way, explaining both, which one had the better fight and which one had the better ender? Remember, all this is my opinion, so whether you agree with me or not, just leave a comment down below, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share the video out if you're enjoying it so far. So the way I see it is that, in my opinion, I think One Piece had the better fight, because it showcased a lot of different stuff from each Straw Hat, and also brains from like Chopper, Sanji, and even Zoro here and there. So I think overall it incorporated everyone's fighting techniques, fighting styles. Everyone's strong suits were displayed at their most powerful at the time, and it was also nice seeing Brook also help. So it was a new Straw Hat incoming too. So I think overall the fight with Oars is a lot better than the fight with Goku and Vegeta, because even though the Goku and Vegeta fight is phenomenal, it's iconic, I do think when people think of that fight, they instantly think of Kamehameha versus Gallic Gun. No doubt about it. And the Great Ape. So when in reality, you really think about it, it's kind of short. Goku and Vegeta fight, Goku goes Kaioken, Goku beats up Vegeta, Vegeta gets mad, Gallic Gun struggle, Great Ape, cuts tail off, Spirit Bomb. It's kind of short now that you think about it, especially in the DBZ Kai version where they cut out all the filler. It's still a great fight though. However, the ender goes to Dragon Ball Z for basically what I said before. As hype as the Bazooka was, and as hype as the techniques and all the like leading up to it, and all everyone helping each other, I think the fight, the Spirit Bomb itself, as a move, it just showed and how much more devastating, how much more powerful it is compared to per se the Bazooka. As Bazooka's cool, but the way, especially the way it was animated, the way it just stretched the Vegeta and like pulled him apart, it crackled everything, it seemed so violent. The fact that the Spirit Bomb was just so much more violent and much more visually interesting than the Bazooka, I think it had the better ender, but One Piece had the better. Alright guys, this is going to wrap up another episode for Final Blow. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, share the video out if you enjoyed, and let me know what you guys think of the series and the series name. I think I really like it. I like talking about like different, kind of more interesting, and mixing up the reacting game as well. So let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you guys check out my social media pages, my Instagram, Twitter, and my Snapchat for any updates on whether my channel or whatever's happening with me. So make sure you guys follow that. It'll all be down in the description below, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye guys.